Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Welcome back to my channel for a short Leica episode, and you just heard Sean Connery in the year 1962 saying, "My name is Bond, James Bond," and that's what this video is all about, because it's about a live unboxing of the new D-Lux 7 from Leica. It's the 007 Special Limited Edition. I'm going to do this live here in the studio. I will provide all the data points you might want to know. Let's kick off the video. Since the first James Bond movie ever hit the cinemas worldwide in the year 1962, this camera here is limited to 1,962 units worldwide. And my serial number is the 0747. So 747, I think this is a beautiful serial number. It has the 7 two times in it, coming from 007. It's symmetric. I like a lot that particular unit I got here from the Leica store in Zurich, and many thanks to them for giving it to me, like always taking care of my desires in the gadget world when it comes to Leica gear. Let's now open this up and let's have a look inside the box. Let's get my tool here. I don't want to damage the outer box because that is valuable, at least for limited special editions. So let's go in here and then we can carefully open this, and we will do no harm to the outer box. And here it falls apart. How nice is that? Typical Leica style, typical Leica design. We have 007 here and the logo from James Bond. We have the Leica logo here, and the package is as rich and valuable as we had it before on the Leica Q2 007 Special Limited Edition, which I, by the way, shot on Sardinia Island during a holiday, and I will link the video down below in the info box so you can look this up. All right, it's time to open this package here. Let's see how we can open this. And here's another box falling apart. Look at that. And then we have a very fancy packaging here. I like that a lot. Again, it has the 007 logo, and we can very likely open it up like this, and we get a first glimpse inside the box here. So first of all, here we have the camera, nicely wrapped in plastic. Let's open this up. All brand new, was sealed before, as you saw. And here we go. This is it. 007 Special Limited Edition. All right, that was indeed a quick unboxing. So I've now already applied here a display protector to this Leica D-Lux 7, and I will link the brand down below in the info box. It's from Dipos. I don't get paid for telling you, but questions in the comments will clearly address what display protector I'm using here. It's a beautiful camera. Let's start at the top. We have here the 007 logo, and that is of course very nice. We have here the engraving of the serial number. Let me bring this very close to the camera so you can see it. 0747 out of 1,962 units worldwide. And it's clearly valuable that this is engraved in the hot shoe at the top of the camera. I like a lot that design. On the rear side, we have the usual buttons, as well as on the top side, a shutter speed dial and a shutter release button here. We have an exposure compensation dial. It's all mechanical elements. We have here an aperture ring that is currently on auto, but if I turn it, I have widest open f1.7. I can stop this down all the way to f16. It has nice aperture clicks. Listen to the sound. Very, very nice. And I think it's exactly the same design as what you have on the standard D-Lux 7. It has a Leica logo here on the front side, and that is also typical for the D-Lux 7. And we have here a switch between manual focus, autofocus for recognition and autofocus. And we have here an aspect ratio switch. I don't want to go into details actually on the camera itself, because I reviewed the Bathing Ape Stash Special Edition D-Lux 7 sometime back on my channel. I also provided a clip when I was shooting this on street, so a street photography clip with image quality. And since a lot of you might have already seen that clip, I will add it just at the end of this video. So if you want to see it again or have not seen it before, stay tuned. When I end the video, the clip will play momentarily. If you have seen it before, of course, then end the video where it's supposed to end. And these cameras are exactly the same. The only difference is that here on the Bathing Ape Stash Edition, we already have mounted a camera grip. And that's what I'm going to do now for this 007 edition. So here's the camera grip, which I unboxed. Let's mount it. And then we have a very solid grip. I like that. People following me on my channel know that all of my Leica Qs, my Leica Ms, they all have hand grips mounted because it gives me that sturdy grip here and the camera cannot accidentally fall or slip out of my hands. The camera out of box has a standard lens cap here with a nice Leica engraving, but you can take this off in the same way as on the Bathing Ape Stash Edition in camouflage, which I just showed. You can unmount a ring here. And then you can mount the quick access lens cap, which is this one here. So let's try to mount this. It should snap in. Let me turn it. Very nice. And here you have the James Bond design pattern at the front of the lens. And now if I would switch it on, which I will do in a moment, the lens will just drive out and will be ready to shoot. It's actually very quick in terms of access, and the booting or starting time of this camera is also very quick. It's really a true street photography camera which you use for scenes. When you see something, take a quick shot and carry it home. Then we had in the box the usual D-Lux 7 battery. I have a few of them and I already charged one and placed it inside the camera. So we already can switch it on in a moment, but that's the standard battery we have for the D-Lux 7. And of course that's included. We have a charger here for Europe. So this is the European charger. You easily see it here on the design. And there's also a charger for the United States, which is useful because I travel a lot to the US. And this is clearly a super camera for street photography in New York City. And the US is also, of course, a very big market. There is no adapter in here for the UK or for Asia Pacific, but at least it covers the United States and it covers Europe. Also in the box is a USB cable. Unfortunately, since this is an older camera model, the D-Lux 7, it's not USB-C, but micro USB. You see this here. And there's a port at the side of the camera. Let me quickly go there. It also says, by the way, here HDMI, which is unusual for a compact camera like this. So we have an HDMI port here, and we also have a micro USB port. And then if we connect this cable here with the charger, we can actually charge the battery in camera, or you can purchase as an optional accessory an external charger and then charge the battery outside of the camera body. Simple like that. Another accessory which is in every D-Lux 7 box is a small flash like this one here. It's not a strong one, but it helps you to brighten up the scene in front of the camera if the subject is not too far away, and it gets mounted on the camera hot shoe, of course. We take off the protection here, the cap. We get the flash mounted, and then this looks already quite nice and quite fancy. And a few meters ahead of the camera lens, you will actually get some nice light here and can brighten up for a portrait or some other subject which you want to shoot. The flash provides me a good opportunity to quickly touch upon quality and build quality of this camera. And clearly this is an expensive camera for what it offers. There are more advanced from a technology point of view cameras for a significantly cheaper price tag, but it's a Leica. It has all the mechanical elements we love so much on Leica cameras. The image quality is actually stunning, and those of you who will not end the video where it's supposed to end, but go into the clip after the end of the video, will see that in my street photography live shooting. And everything is built with a purpose and just matches, fits in a very nice way. And the flash is the same. Once you clipped it on, it's very solidly mounted in the hot shoe, but there's a little button here. If you push that, you can actually unmount the flash. And there are these tiny little elements which always distinguish Leica quality from the rest of the camera and lens world. And everyone knows it. I'm a big Leica fanboy. I love these statements of quality and purposeful thinking, how a camera should work, how you want to operate it with the aperture ring and so on, and with all these mechanical elements you have on a digital camera. By the way, the resolution of the sensor is about 21 megapixel, actually 21.7, but effectively you shoot with 17 megapixel and can only use that. The camera has an optical zoom, and the optical zoom, if you calculate it with respect to a 35mm sensor or film, corresponds to 24mm to 75mm. The camera also has a 4x digital zoom incorporated, which of course will dilute a bit image quality, but the features you have incorporated in a small camera body like this, and I mentioned it already when I reviewed the Bathing Ape Stash Edition here of this camera, they are just mind-blowing. And Leica has incorporated so much in terms of functionality in this camera body, which is not typical for Leica because normally they are minimalistic, whereas here this is, in my opinion, a powerhouse when it comes to functions and technology. There are 4 more things which were in the box. First of all, a shoulder strap, nicely here printed Leica and engraved. You can actually feel the texture, and it's on both sides of that shoulder strap. If you turn it around, it's also here. Then we have here another accessory. This can be mounted on the side of the camera, and then you can get it around your hand and in this way avoid that the camera drops off. I'm not using this. This will go back straight away in the box. And then we also have here a small cord, and that cord can be mounted on the camera body and on this other lens cap here. And then if you carry it around and you have the lens cap off, it will not accidentally get lost somewhere because it's always connected to the camera body. And then last but not least, we have a shoulder holster. And I'm going to illustrate now how this is working, how it is protecting the camera, and how you can carry it like a weapon, like James Bond. This now here is the holster for carrying the camera and having quick access at all times. You can carry it around your shoulder and you can basically carry it under your jacket like a weapon, like James Bond. And I unmounted for a moment the hand grip because I want to illustrate how this fits in. So we just have it here, we push it and then it sits firmly. There is also here something where you can actually fix it. Let's have a look here. And the camera cannot drop off accidentally, but typically it's in access mode. So there is a magnet here which snaps on, look at that, and then it's ready to shoot. And that is of course working if there is no hand grip mounted on the camera body. Now what happens if I mount now the hand grip? Let me quickly get the hand grip back. Let me mount it here on the camera body, screw it on. Now of course, this no longer fits into the holster. And here Leica has an interesting accessory to take out because there is a soft bottom plate here. I can get it out, put it somewhere else, and then even with the hand grip mounted, the camera fits nicely. How sophisticated is that? Quite nice. So it has a fit for both sizes with the hand grip and without the hand grip mounted, and you can adapt this holster in the way accordingly how you want to carry your camera and have it ready for shooting at all times. Last but not least, let's quickly switch on the camera to actually get the most important settings done. Let's get here exposure compensation at 0. And switching the camera on is very simple. There's a small switch here. So we just put it to on and then the camera is ready to go. And now I need to set the language and so on and so on. I'll do this with all peace in the next couple of hours. But what I wanted to show is how this quick access lens cap is working. Let's switch it off again. And you see, if I would have mounted the ring here and the standard lens cap, I always would have to take it off. Here now, since we have this quick access, if I switch it on, the lens comes out immediately and is usable. And as said before, we have optical zoom here, a little more than 3 times, 24 to 75 millimeter. We also have a digital zoom 4 times. And as I said, functions, capabilities in this lens and camera with a fixed mounted zoom lens, they're just mind-blowing and really unusual for a compact camera as we have it here in my hands. That's actually already everything I wanted to show and say, because I have a comprehensive review on my channel about the D-Lux 7 in this Bathing Ape Stash edition here. This is the new 007 limited edition, 1,962 units worldwide. My one here is the 0747 in terms of unit number, which I like a lot. And I hope you liked that video and I hope you also liked that camera. If you liked it, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel. There's always more to come. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and of course, peace out. And for those of you who really want to see how it is live going for street photography with the D-Lux 7, stay tuned because in a moment I will play that clip which I provided in my review of this camera here and will show you sample images and a live experience in street photography.